Okay, for the next step, we want to do some prep work for actually doing the convergence. And I start by clearing the current config. We did that in video 1, so I don't need to do it again, but basically you would just hit the menu. Actually, you'd hit escape to get out of any menu in, hit the POS convergence, and then hit the hide mode button until you're in the XY registration menu. At that point you would do clear convergence and clear access. I've already done that. So now the next thing, what I found is helpful here is in my notes it says to shrink the video size down. So I'm going to go to just green, so let's bring green in, and then I'm going to do test 2, which is this one, and then I'm going to take my size and I'm going to take that down pretty much to minimum. And actually when you do that, it actually shows some of the errors that it makes this job a little bit easier. So the same thing with your vertical size. You want to get that down as small as you can. So notice those big white bars on the edges there. Don't be overly concerned with that. That's kind of a side effect of giving this thing a 1080p signal. That'll blank right out with the blanking and such. But yeah, if we get this down to a nice small size here, that's as far as it will go. Then I do this. Bring in red and green. Bring in your external video, which is test 1. Okay, so there's our Simpsons test pattern. And then, if necessary, which it probably will be, you're going to want to perform the yoke rotation and the coil width adjustment. These are dangerous things to do. Don't do that alone. Get at least somebody to help watch you do that. You'll be sticking your hand in the high voltage electronics spot. I find it also somewhat useful to if you've got an external scaler, which you probably will for this kind of projector. I use the test patterns on the scaler and just basically bring in a solid white 100% IRE. But what you're going to do is you're going to grab that yoke and you're going to twist it left and right. Use high voltage gloves. Be very cautious with that. You're going to start with the red one and see if you can get it to be in alignment with the green. And do the same thing with blue. You might also have to adjust the width of the two to see how they line up. You're not going to get it perfect, but the closer you can get it physically lined up, the easier the actual shading will go later. Let's see. There is a menu off the main menu. It's number 4, the diagnostics menu, center raster. And you can also move that square around a little bit. Again, try to get that as close as you can. And after all that is done, then I pull up test pattern 2 again, and I pull up. I block off blue, leaving just just red and green. Restore the sizes. So if I hit, let me find here. Okay, size. Sorry, I hit the wrong one. Size. There it is. Bring your sizes back up to basically where you're going to actually run the video. So you're going to want to be in a 16:9 aspect ratio. You can use different test patterns off DVDs and stuff like that to get, you know, a perfect circle, so you know you've got your aspect ratio right or whatever. But once you get it up to the size you want it, that you're going to actually run it at, then you can use the position of red. So there's like a pause button here. You hit pause and then you hit the red, and you can actually move the red up and down. You'll see that red is coming quite a bit out of alignment there. And I can move it down as well. I can move it left and right. What I find here is the normal tendency is to try to align the middle of the screen. I find that that's not useful. What you really want to do is kind of split the air between the left and the right side. So you want the right side equally off as the left side is equally off. Same with top and bottom. You want the top to be equally off from how far the bottom is off, so that you split the air kind of across the entire screen. That makes the actual convergence work with the cursor, which is the next step, quite a bit easier. Repeat the same thing for blue, so you can bring the blue in and bring the red out. Adjust your position of blue and just kind of line it up. And my blue is actually quite a bit better than my red. I had to do very little with the cursor in blue to make this line up, but you could see that red was quite a bit off, but that's okay. That we'll cover that next.